Hi, it's about 1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. Now I do constantly get asked, like, how do I run into so many people, what do I do to see so many people? Pretty much nothing. All I do is go to one of three systems, blockade it and see who I run into. Sometimes I don't see anyone, other times I see a lot of people. This was just an average night on Elite Dangerous in Seoul. I've left in some clips which I wouldn't normally put on YouTube because the people disappear or something happens, but a lot of the time that's down to instancing issues and things like that, not necessarily combat logging. So let's have a view of these people and see how many people I run into, how many different people I run into, and how many people, I basically say hi. Now first off we have this gentleman. Now I already scanned him once in the evening and this is the second time he came into the system. So I scanned him again. I'd already let him go with no cargo, free to go. This time, however, he had cargo, so I asked for some of it. Now, I never really got much of a response from him, and you'll see what eventually happens. But it was an interesting encounter because, he had cargo this time. I scanned him. He's got palladium on board, I believe, and I don't ask for a huge amount, to be honest, but I don't think he was in the giving mood. It may not help that I am in a particularly slow ship, but yeah, I asked for 2 tons out of 18. That's pretty reasonable, but I know he's probably got that on board to complete a mission off, or he's running a mission for it, so obviously he doesn't want to fail the mission. I do try and hit him with the FSD disrupt missile, but he jumps up, so I jump up after him, and yeah, it's a good old tussle in Super Cruise. He submits. Now I get him and I also get an NPC FDL. I try and hatch breaker him, but as you can see he's running away, and he manages to evade the hatch breaker just long enough, and he gets his FSD charging and he manages to get out before I can get any cargo, and it doesn't help that I missed the FSD disrupt missile. That had kept him in the system just long enough for me to rob him. I'm not going to worry about the FDL chasing me, so I go after the guy again, and then we have an unfortunate incident. I win the interdiction, and sadly this time I don't end up with him in the system. I end up with just the NPC FDL, and when I went back up to Super Cruise after that, I couldn't find him, but you'll see he appears for a moment then disappears, so no idea, could be a disconnect, could be anything, who knows. I asked him if he crashed, but he didn't respond, so it's a shrug of the shoulders, can't see him in the instance, bit confused as to what happened, so jump back into Super Cruise and look for the next person, because that's all you can really do. And straight away, this is Skykeeper. He's been in the game a long time. Now he didn't think I actually scanned him, because I think he messaged me saying, "Did you scan me?" And it's like, yeah. So that was proof I did actually scan him and find he had no cargo. I was just checking because he told me he had no cargo, but I thought I'd check anyway, because you never know with these people. Some people lie about these things. I know Skykeeper wouldn't generally. He'd normally just blow me out of the air, so hence why I scanned and sort of ran away, because that anaconda's quite tough. But yeah, so it's no issue. He said no scan, but as you saw, I got the scan off and I did check and he had no cargo, so yeah, I managed to scan him very quickly. And then I had this guy. Now this guy, again, I have no idea why he disappeared. It could have been a menu log, could have been a combat log, could have been great many things, but I'm not shooting at him at the time he disappears. It was a time lapsed, it doesn't look like a log. He could have crashed, or he could have panicked, because something happened when he dropped in. His ship appeared to switch itself off and have some issue. Then he boosted, and as you see, he boosted away, has no shields, and then he disappears. So again, I'm confusion, no idea. I asked if he crashed. He had a beam laser and 4 plasma charges, so I think he just over egged it on his power plant, making his shields fall down. So he might have panicked and not realised that I was just going to scan him and say no cargo, free to go. He might have thought I was trying to PvP him. Who knows? Can't say it as a log because I have no idea. If I was shooting at him, I'd be able to tell whether he was taking damage or not taking damage. If it was any sort of log, it would have been a menu log by the looks of it, from when he boosted to when he vanished. As to this gentleman, I think we actually get through an encounter okay. No issues. Why is it always like the low ranked guys in ASPs that are like, yeah, they'll stick it out, they're not scared of anything. So yeah, 07 to this commander, no issue. But even so, what's that? That's 1, 2, 3. Yes, this is the 4th different commander I've interacted with. Now, obviously some of those interactions were cut short. They might have been crashes, they might have been disconnects, who knows. But still, 4 commanders in the same system, that's not bad. Then we had a visit from Evident Knight. This is less piracy and more of gift giving. This is Evident Knight popping over to say hello. I like the fact he asked me to sign on the dotted line for his delivery. But as you can see, he brought me some gold, tritium and silver, so I'm never going to say no. And yeah, I didn't even get tight before he's already dropping the cargo for me. So yeah, and so it's just a 07 thanks, and some free cargo, though it didn't send him the message, so that's a pain. And he asked me to sign on the dotted line, so I just put an X. And yeah, that's another interaction and a bit of free cargo. So that's 5 different people, and then soon we get into number 6 territory as I just scoop up those remains. So here's number 6, and you know, I don't want to shame anybody in this video. This was more about player numbers rather than player behaviour. But yeah, interdiction complete. That probably was a disconnect or a crash out, the way it went, the way it felt by the star, etc. So that could have easily been a crash. No idea. Not too worried about it. Like I say, it's not that sort of video. We're just counting numbers, but that's yet another interaction with another player, even if it was a very short-lived, just minor interdiction. And yeah, all in all, I don't think I'm short of player population when it comes to the Xbox version of the game. This was really cool, like as you go past the planet in a mid-interdiction, still being able to do the head look while doing the interdiction is absolutely awesome. Yeah, Scooby's right, this game would have been cool on VR. It's such a shame that the PC version moved away from supporting VR. I didn't think this guy was going to drop in, and then it's because you get that pause, and then sometimes, and then people eventually drop in, and yeah, again, no cargo, free to go. So there we go, some no cargo, free to go, some interactions, and a bit of piracy goods given to me. All in all, an entertaining evening for me, and yeah, it's a slightly frustrating one, but just the way it is sometimes. You can just, you know, I can have the interactions, how they come out, what happens in the interactions, you're never going to know. And that's part of the fun of it. Anyway, that's all. Thank you very much for watching.